The moment Nuri saw Veronica standing in that soft evening light, he knew. Not someday. Not maybe. Now. Marry me, he said softly, his voice steady, but his hands trembling just enough to betray his nerves. Veronica froze. Only for a second. Then her lips curved into a smile. Yes. Nuri laughed in disbelief, pulling her into his arms, resting his forehead gently against hers like he never wanted the moment to end. It should have been the happiest day of her life. But hidden behind her smile was fear. Days turned into weeks. Wedding plans became their favorite conversation. Late-night phone calls, shared playlists, dreams about the future. Sometimes they'd sit together in silence, her head resting against his chest while his fingers traced slow circles across her arm. "Don't disappear on me," Nuri whispered one night. Veronica smiled faintly. "I won't." But deep inside, she already knew she might have to. Every morning, she woke up before him. Every night, she cried after he fell asleep. Hospital visits became her secret routine. Cold hallways, doctor voices, test results she wished weren't real. Cancer. And she told no one, especially not Nuri, because in her mind, love like his was too beautiful to burden. One rainy evening, Nuri came home earlier than expected. He stepped into the living room, then stopped. Veronica sat on the floor beside the couch, staring into nothing. "Hey," he said gently. She quickly wiped her tears. "You're back early." Nuri walked closer. "What happened?" "Nothing." But her voice trembled. He knelt in front of her, carefully brushing hair away from her face. "You don't have to hide from me." She looked away. "I'm fine." Then he reached for her hand and noticed the hospital tag around her wrist. The room fell silent. Nuri's voice lowered. "Veronica, what is this?" Her breathing shook. "Please," she whispered. "Don't ask." "I am asking." Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I have cancer." Everything around him seemed to stop. The rain outside, the ticking clock, even his breathing. "You were going to go through this alone?" he asked quietly. Veronica broke down. "I was scared," she cried. "I thought if you knew, you'd regret choosing me." For a moment, Nuri said nothing. Then suddenly, he pulled her into his arms. Tight, certain, unshaken. "Veronica," he whispered, "I chose you, not a perfect life." And in that moment, she cried harder than she ever had before. From that night on, everything changed. Not their love, their battle. Nuri went to every hospital appointment, sat beside her during treatments, held her hand through the pain. Sometimes she'd fall asleep against him, exhausted, while he kissed her forehead softly and whispered, "I'm still here." And little by little, she started believing him. One night, Veronica looked at him with tired eyes. "You can still leave," she said softly. Nuri smiled, then leaned forward and kissed her gently. Slow, tender, certain. "I'm not going anywhere." Months later, Veronica stood in front of a mirror. Her hair was gone, her body weaker, but her spirit stronger than ever. Nuri stepped behind her, resting his hands gently on her shoulders. "Ready?" he asked softly. She nodded. Their wedding wasn't grand. No massive crowd, no luxury decorations, just a quiet room, a few loving hearts, and a love strong enough to survive fear itself. As Veronica walked toward him, Nuri looked at her like she was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. Because to him, she was. Real love isn't about perfect moments. It's about staying when life becomes difficult. It's about holding on when everything else falls apart. It's about choosing someone, again and again, even on the hardest days. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more emotional love stories. Because real love still exists, and it deserves to be seen.